I want to speak a little bit today in our safe relationship training context about love. And one of the strongest tools that we can have in our safe relationship training toolbox is the ability to discern what love is and what love isn't, potentially, in our encounters, and to be able to be objective in our dating and relationship situations in our lives, and even in the workplace, really, to understand our own concept of what love is. And for some of us that may be different. We may not be in alignment with other people as far as our own concept of what loving behavior is. But if we do not have a conception of what love is, a perception of what love is, then we may not be able to recognize it when it comes into our lives. And we may not be able to recognize it in our own behavior as well. So when we look at the concept of love, we can make our own judgments regarding that. We can use research, we can use our own experience. For many people, they haven't experienced love in their lives. And when they come into adulthood, they may not have a conception of what love is. They may not have had any guidelines in order to be able to judge loving behavior. And that may not have been role modeled for them growing up. So one of the tools that is a very good tool to have in our safe relationship training toolbox is to understand what love is for us. And at the end of the day, we are the ones going into these situations, going into these relationships. And so we tend to see a situation through our own lens, which has been molded as we grow up, as we come into adulthood. And our perceptions of various things can be different to other people because of this lens, and sometimes because of our own social conditioning. So looking at the concept of love, we know that love isn't harsh, it's not violent, it's not abusive. When we are in an abusive situation, it can be confusing when someone is telling us that they love us, and yet, on the other hand, they're treating us in this manner which seems to be at variance with love as we perceive it to be. And that can add to our confusion. But when we have a clear concept of what love is, these situations that we talk about in these videos are often highlighted. They become in sharper focus because they are often so at variance to our conception of love, our perception of love. And that can be a red flag for us then. So working on our idea of what love is for us, and for each of us that may be a different concept, but when we have a clear idea of what love is for us, then when we come into these situations or they are attracted to us, we're able to see then more strongly what it is we want, and importantly what it is we don't want. And then we can gauge the situation objectively in line with our own values and in line with our own needs and our own desires, rather than just taking on board whatever comes along and not being keenly aware of what it is exactly we want in a relationship or in a situation, because that can be in the workspace as well. when we need to be in a healthy, happy work environment in order to be productive and in order to feel safe and stay well. So all these issues surrounding love, very useful to have in our safe relationship training toolbox, so that we can recognize love when it does come along, and when we can recognize what isn't love when it enters our life as well. And then we can begin to work on attracting, through our own alignment with love, loving relationships and situations in our lives, so that we can stay safe and very happy. Bye-bye.